Hi, Jason.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thanks for getting me in your in here in your place, right? Close to your pool. Let's not fall.
Let's not fall in the pool. We're here at the Calacanis.
So who are you?
Jason Calacanis, serial entrepreneur, blogger, and bon vivant. What do you say? Bon vivant.
Bon vivant.
Bon vivant.
So you want to do it in French?
Ah oui. Je parle un petit peu.
So what's Mahalo?
Mahalo is Hawaiian for thank you, or actually the origin of the word is to admire. So it means either thank you or to admire. So it's very similar to the word aloha. People say aloha when they meet somebody, and then they say mahalo when they want to thank them. And it also means to appreciate, actually, the origin of the word, from what I've understood from some Hawaiian language people who've been emailing me a lot.
So, and this is your fourth company, fifth?
I guess this would be, in terms of big companies, my third, but I had some smaller projects. So Silicon Alley Reporter, and that was the first.
Yeah.
Weblogs Inc. was the second. I did Netscape as a project, but maybe not a company because I was inside a big company. So Mahalo would be like the third, I would say, significant company.
Okay, and so how did you get, so what is it? Describe, give me the pitch in a minute.
Yeah. The pitch that I used when I went to venture capitalists and to investors was, there is a long tail of search. There's a big fat part of the tail at the beginning, and that big fat part of the tail are the searches that people do over and over and over again. So people type digital camera or Paris hotels or pizza or Lindsay Lohan into Google over and over again, and those results are kind of polluted. And why wouldn't you take a human being and have a human being do a little curation on those results? So instead of doing the long tail, leave the long tail for machine search and have humans do the top part of the tail. So it's not a replacement for Google or Yahoo or Ask in that sense. It is a replacement for the top 1/3 or top 25% of searches. So we think we can do a much better job when you type in Paris hotels than Google. But we know that we'll never do the job that Google does if you want 1 billion responses about Paris hotels, or if you want, 8th arrondissement hotels in Paris that allow dogs. That might be better for Google. But most people don't start with those searches. They go to those searches because they're frustrated by the first couple of searches. So we think we can solve that part of the problem, but it's going to be a very long process. We're in month 5 of a 5-year project.
All right, it's been 5 months. You've been hiding it,
hiding it. We actually did it in the pool house here. So that's the pool house. We had 10 people working in the pool house. My
Very
wife,
comfortable. That's where I slept.
That's where you slept last night.
Where I slept yesterday.
Yeah,
in the company.
Yeah. So we had 9 or 10 people in there, and then I had 10 people in the regular house. I had 20 people working out of my house.
For 5 months.
For 3 months, and then the venture capitalists finally said, you might want to get an office because we don't want you to wind up getting a divorce. So my wife was very understanding, but we now have 10,000 square feet.
And you had a cover screen of saying you would do a weblog sync in video.
Yeah, that was misinformation. If you ever want to cover what you're doing, I have a strategy which I call flooding the zone. So what we did was we would send Nick Denton and Valleywag fake emails saying we're doing stuff, and Nick Denton and Valleywag will print anything you send them. So we just kept sending fake emails to them and watching Valleywag print false information. So Valleywag printed that I was doing a roll-up of 20 companies. Mm-hmm. Then they printed I was doing a wiki company. Then they printed I was doing a video company. All of that was stuff we actually sent to them. So, if you read Valleywag, you should be certain that they will print anything that's from a Hotmail or a Yahoo account. And then what I would do is, if I was interviewing somebody to come work at Mahalo, and I knew I wasn't going to hire them, I would say, oh, we're doing a video company. And I would tell them the exact opposite of what we're doing. And then I would tell them, but please don't tell Nick Denton or TechCrunch or Rafit, so that the person who I was not going to offer a job to and who might be upset that they didn't get a job, that person would then go directly to those people and tell them. So then I kept getting calls from different people saying, oh, I hear you're doing a video company. I have good word that you're opening a studio on the street level in New York and one in LA. It was all absolutely false. And that's how we were able to keep our cover for a long time. Then 2 or 3 weeks before we actually launched, we started releasing the real information. So it was a whole orchestrated campaign of misinformation, then real information mixed with with bad information at the end, so that it would crescendo with people going, what is this thing going to be? So we basically just, you have Valleywag there as a benchmark where you can get them to print anything. like the other guys maybe wouldn't print it, like Rafat Ali at Paid Content wouldn't print the rumors, TechCrunch didn't print the rumors, and Malik from GigaOM wouldn't print the rumors. So we couldn't get them to print rumors, but we could very easily get Valleywag to, because they have no ethics. They don't do any journalism. They just print whatever's said. So we thank God for Valleywag, because see, the way I look at it is Valleywag prints lies about people every day, right? So if they're printing lies about people every day, why not feed them misinformation and use them at what they're good at? If they're good at lying, why not give them false information and leverage them as part of the marketing campaign? And I mean, Valleywag, thank you, Nick Denton. He must have covered the project 10 times, 20 times probably. He probably did 20 blog posts over the course of 6 months. And we would always laugh at our office that Valleywag gave us more press before launch than they would after launch.
Because of the smoke screen.
It's smoke screen and everything. So it was just great. I couldn't be happier with the lack of ethics at Valleywag, Nick Denton's lack of ethics, his, I mean, he just loves to print lies. So if he's so good at lying, you just have to use that for what he's good for. Now, the other people with integrity, like TechCrunch or Malik and GigaOM or Rafat Ali and Paid Content, those guys will write an actual factual story that considers the product. On Valleywag, you're never going to see something that actually addresses, what is the actual product, how does it work. So those people I talk to after and have very long conversations with them about the product and the nuance.
So let's talk about the product.
Yeah.
So why?
Did we talk about Nick Denton enough and how he's a liar? I made that point?
Pretty clear, yeah.
Okay, I just want to say one more time. Nick Denton of Valleywag, complete liar, will print anything you send him. I encourage everybody to send misinformation on a regular basis to the tip line of Valleywag.
That was very clear.
It came clear?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
I think so. We'll edit it too to make sure it's...
No, don't edit it. Okay.
So Jason,
tell the product.
Tell the product. So you said it was basically because of poor results at Google now?
I think so. I mean, have you ever done a search for a hotel, or have you ever done a search for flat panel TV?
You have spam there.
You have a lot of spam.
Keywords. You have
people who... The whole industry has lost their minds, in my opinion. Search engine optimization, and the people in our industry are actually spending their time making websites better for spiders from Google, Yahoo, and Ask, and MSN. So instead of building a website to be better for humans, we're spending millions of dollars a month in search engine optimization and design and tricks and link farms and buying links and pay per post and all this nonsense to make our sites more appealing to a spider, a robot, not to humans. And I just thought to myself, that shows that our industry has really lost its mind. We should be making our sites, and we should be optimizing them for humans. And so we have human beings who go and they look at Google, Yahoo, Ask, Delicious, Technorati, Flickr, whatever the case may be. And if they're doing the search for Paris hotels, they use those services to find the best results. And in the Paris hotels result, if you go on Google, TripAdvisor's in the top 10. The other 9 results are pretty bad. They're people trying to intercept you, like spammers or affiliates. New York Times, Fodor's, Frommer's, Lonely Planet, they're not even in the top 10 on the Google search for Paris hotels. Why not? Because SEOs have polluted the internet. And, it's not Google's fault. And it's not the fault of the people who have quality content. The people with quality content make quality content. They put it out there. They don't spend time doing SEO. Google indexes the world's information, and they do an amazing job at that. But there's this whole other group of people, the bad actors, who pollute the internet to make personal gain. And so when Google started their mission to index the world's information, the internet was basically 80 or 90% good information. You remember the days when you would say the internet, and that meant high quality.
Right.
Now you say internet, it means low quality. 80, 90% of what Google's indexing is probably poor or bad, or even worse, nefarious and dangerous. So Google's indexed the world's information. We're looking at that index, and we're looking at Delicious's index and Technorati and all the great services out there, and we're curating it. We have a human who really knows the travel space, saying, you know what, Lonely Planet is really good for Europe, but I'm just making this up, but maybe they're not so good for this other region. And New York Times is amazing for destinations in the United States and for Asia, but their European coverage is kind of lame. I'm making that up too, but we will actually read it. And now, we will not compete with them. We're not going to write hotel reviews. We're not going to do that. But we will look at all the different experts and organize them, and we're 100% spam-free, and we can put things into sections. So we know, okay, well, if you were looking for a hotel in Paris, you might do it by expensive, moderate, affordable and hostels.
But so wait, so you're reinventing the Yahoo directory of
I think so.
96,
I mean,
right?
a lot of people are calling it directory. I don't think it's a directory.
Because it looks like categories. And
well, we do have the categories. So we have a search box and then the category. So that's.
But it looks like what was Yahoo when they stopped doing it, right? So you're inventing.
So to a certain extent, I think we are. I don't think we're a search directory, or I don't think we're a directory or a search engine. I think we're a search service.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I say that is because we didn't say let's make a taxonomy and then fill it in. We said here are the list of the top 10,000 search terms. Let's handwrite them. And we'll tag them categories.
So and those 10,000 get like 25% of the searches on Google.
Depending on who you talk to, yeah. And then a lot of people will say like, oh, Ask, is now countering saying, well, we, 50% of what the searches we see every day we haven't seen before. Well, the reason for that is because there's so much spam, people have to type in Paris hotel reviews or Paris hotel this. So people are having to do many more searches to get the information they want. With our service, if you type in flat panel TV, you do one search, you get all the information you need. You don't have to do 10 searches.
But how can you pretend you get, with how many people do you have in your team?
We have 40 people now, and we're going to grow that rapidly.
Cannot be knowledgeable as a search engine for 10,000 terms, right?
It can be for 10,000. It can't be for 100,000 or 10 million.
So it's not about the long tail.
We're never going to do the long tail. I mean, that's absurd to say you handwrite every search result. But if we can do just the top 1/3 of searches or top 25%, even if we just did the top 10%, that would be incredible for people to save a huge amount of time, have a spam-free experience for the top 10% of searches. Because those searches are the most important ones. When you type in the name of a car, a hotel, travel, health, you really don't want to waste time.
So it's not about technology. It's only about content.
We're not a technology company. And my belief is, I'm an editor, you know that. I did Weblogs Inc., Netscape, and a print magazine, email newsletters. My whole career is editorial. So I'm coming at the search space different than, say, Larry and Sergey or David and Jerry or Ask.com or Microsoft Search. Those guys are coming at it from a machine perspective. I'm looking at it saying, fantastic. You guys fight it out, do a great job. We will do the top 10%. And then for consumers out there, use us. If we don't have the result, we'll give you to Google. So there's nothing lost.
Yeah, so in the bottom of the page you add
and we're actually going to probably move it up a little bit. So that was one complaint people had, was that when we don't have a result, we show 4 results that might be similar.
Yep.
We're going to actually tighten that up and probably just show you Google a lot quicker. So the value proposition is not why would I go use that, it's why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you get a handcrafted result if it's available, and then fall back to machines? I think I would trust a human first using a machine than a machine alone. And that's one of the things people are not realizing about this, I think. And I'm fine with people being very confused about it. Any good idea people are going to be confused about. And we're only showing very little of what we intend to do.
Okay.
We're showing 5% of what we're going to be. So it's like looking at it, that whole, if you just saw the foot of an elephant, you really wouldn't know what the rest was, kind of a thing. So there's a lot more pieces coming to this.
So how do you involve readers? How can we help?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah, well, right now people can help in 3 ways. One, they can look at the search results and they can submit a link. So, for example, the first day, 2 people submitted to the Apple SERP the YouTube link for the 1984 commercial. We didn't have it. That was a mistake on our part, an oversight. We immediately saw it in the recommended links and moved it from recommended to the main SERP. So users can recommend a link. When they recommend the link, it goes to a guide. The guide looks at it, and the guide asks himself, is this absolutely amazing, like the 1984 commercial? If it is absolutely amazing, we'll move it from the recommended box over to the main search result. So it's like getting upgraded. We've officially said it's good.
Okay.
So then it moves out of there. So the list gets shorter. If it's absolutely spam, we know it's a spammer or it's totally not related. Like some people are putting their personal blogs up for Corvette and because they own a Corvette or something, just nonsense, or spammers. We look at it and say that's spam. We delete it. Or if it's not relevant, we delete it. And if it's spam, we might say ban the URL forever, so it can never be put on Mahalo again. So if spammers come, all they do is make us stronger because they let us know who they are, and we can get rid of them. If it's not spam, or inappropriate or not related, and not absolutely great, and it's somewhere in between, we let it stay there in the recommended list. And we wait and see, has a second person or a third person sent it in? So, if you have a site about, a certain film, like you have a site about Reservoir Dogs, and we don't have your Reservoir Dogs fan page, tell 10 of your users to submit it. If we see that it's got 10 users submitting it, we'll consider it, and we'll consider it more when it hits 20 or 30 requests. And if it's not of a high enough quality, we'll actually talk to you, because there's a message board associated with every search term. Yeah,
talk page, a discussion page, I saw that.
Just like Wikipedia.
Are you not describing Wikipedia a little bit?
Well, Wikipedia...
It looks like, right? What you're describing is you go, and if it's not there, we'll add it, and if there are any...
We're taking the Wikipedia process, but we don't have the output is not the same. So it is like Wikipedia, except Wikipedia, anybody can edit any page at any time. We don't let you do that.
Oh, okay.
We make you recommend in the box.
Because you think...
Well, it'd be chaos. All the SEOs, and also...
Well, that's counter...
I believe in editors. I believe that an editorial sensibility is what the
So you don't believe in the democracy of knowledge and of Wikipedia and the masses being right?
They have a smaller mandate. They're only doing an encyclopedia. And because they don't have links out, if you read a 10-page article on Wikipedia, those 10 pages have no links out. It's all links internal.
Okay.
So there's no financial incentive for people to do anything. Here, there's a big financial incentive to get yourself, if you have like a hotel reservation system, to get on the hotel pages.
Of course.
So, and if you try to link out on the Wikipedia to something like that, it's immediately taken down. So on the Wikipedia, they can do that and let everybody edit. On the search, there's so many bad actors, and there's so much money at stake with the good actors that they will keep changing. Lonely Planet will say, well, Lonely Planet's better than Photos, and Photos will say it's better than Fromers. We want to make that decision.
On Wikipedia, if I help a beautiful cause. You see what I mean? For the human knowledge.
Yeah.
Why would I help you? It's a commercial company.
I think sometimes, some people have an affinity for the topic. It's a good question. I mean, there's a small percentage of people who contribute to any of these systems. So they might contribute because they feel that we're doing something good. They might contribute because they're an expert and they want to, show their expertise.
Right.
And they may have
you give full credit.
Yeah, and so they also might have a financial incentive.
Oh, so you pay them, like on
No, we're not paying right now.
Not paying.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a financial interest in that. If I am the person who has the Reservoir Dogs fan page, I might want to get credit and be on the page. And so the difference between us and Google and Yahoo is, if you are
the difference between Google, Yahoo, and
Mahalo.
Yeah.
Well, it is the similar service.
I'm just.
And I think it will be. And honestly, I think it will be as big. I think because we're really helping.
So Mahalo will be as big as Google.
That's my goal. I mean, and I think we have a good chance of doing it. Actually, so I think.
I wish you.
He's laughing.
No, I wish.
You think I've gone mad?
No, I think you're great. I love this quote.
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, somebody has to make the next Yahoo or Google. Why shouldn't it be us?
Yeah.
I think we have very good backers and a good team. So, and we have, 5 years to work on the project to get there. So I think we can add value without directly competing with them. I don't think we're in direct competition with them. I think
they're building on the top.
Just the top. But I was making a point about something.
Sorry about that.
It was a good point too.
User-generated,
paying people,
competing.
If you're a search engine optimizer, or you own a hotel in Paris, or you have Photos and Fromers, and Photos and Fromers are not in the top 10 for Paris Hotel, what can they do? What is their recourse with Google or Yahoo? Yep. You can't call Google and Yahoo and say, I disagree with this result. They'll tell you to talk to the algorithm.
Yep.
With Mahalo, if you disagree with us,
we can call you.
You can, well, not call, but you can post your link.
Okay.
And you can tell your supporters, post the link. And then you can go on our message board and say, hey, look, you have New York Times up there. New York Times has reviewed 12 hotels. Their average hotel review is 100 words. We have 300 hotel reviews. Our average is 300 words. We have 50 comments per, and you can state your case on the message board publicly. And we will transparently debate with you whether you should be ahead of the New York Times or not. And if you're not as good, and we say, well, your reviews are poorly written, they have spelling errors, and you have deceptive advertising, your ads aren't clearly labeled, we will actually tell people how to make their site better. We'll tell them, make the ads clearly labeled, fix the spelling errors, and clean it up a little bit, and we'll consider it. So we actually want to, while curating the web, train people to make better sites. And I think that's my pitch to the SEO industry. I've had a big battle with the SEO industry because I think it's a complete waste of time.
Yep.
And it is a complete waste of time. To optimize for machines is a complete waste of time. However, the SEOs have no choice. And a lot of clients have no choice because Google and Yahoo and Ask and MSN will not talk to you about your placement. So you have no choice but to do any black magic, any trick you can to get listed.
Yep.
It's the only recourse, and it's unfair to those people. So I understand why they're doing it. They're being told to do it. They're being forced to do it. So what I'm saying to those people is, stop wasting your time on that. Instead of search engine optimization, let's change the term SEO, and I just thought of this today when we're sitting here in the garden, to site experience optimization. So let's optimize the experience on your site for the users. So SEO is no longer search engine optimization. SEO, as of today, whenever you post this video, is now site experience optimization. Let's make these sites better for users, and my promise to the SEO industry, because the SEO industry, if you're listening, I don't want to fight with the SEO industry every day, 1,000 blog posts a day. I know you guys are hardworking. I know you're real people. I'm a real person. Let's work together to make the web better for users, not for spiders. Stop wasting your time and your client's time trying to game the Google spider. It's a waste of time. Let's make better sites for humans, and I will have my editors, I promise, consider every site you send and give you an explanation of why we ranked it, where we ranked it. That's going to be a lot of work, but I think that together, over 5 years, if we do this, we can actually make the web better. And I would argue that machine search has made the web worse. The web has gone downhill in the last 7 years.
Yep.
It's very clear. There is more pollution. I mean, we've polluted it. It's actually an environmental issue. The environment of the internet has been polluted. Let's stop polluting the internet. Let's stop building link farms. Let's stop building thousands of pages that give no value, that have AdSense all over them. Let's clean up the web, get rid of the garbage, focus on quality, and we'll index you well so you get the traffic.
So revenues. Tell me about revenues. You've said 2 or 3 times you have 5 years. So did you raise enough for 5 years?
We raised enough money that we don't need to make money for 5 or 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
you want,
this is a very big project. I mean, this is, and I understand that people.
Jason.
Well, it's, you know, I did okay.
So 5 years, no revenues.
Well, I don't know. We'll start looking at it. I mean, if you go on the site now, you'll see we have Google AdSense.
Okay.
When we don't have a search result, we show Google with AdSense. And we're testing, like on the Corvette page, we see the ads. So we're going to look at different structures. Like, I was actually thinking the other day, maybe I'll let the guides, our people, decide which pages have ads and which ads go on which pages. So maybe I'll just tell my guides, what ad do you think would be most helpful for the users? If you think on the Reservoir Dogs page we should have an Amazon ad, put that.
So editorial advertising too.
Editorialize the advertising, perhaps. Maybe if they think AdSense would be best for cars, put AdSense. Maybe if they think Edmunds and their, affiliate program is better, they put that. So maybe I could create a set of tools so my editors, when they're building the page, will say, let's put Edmunds and Google AdSense on the page, and let's put it on the top, or let's put it on the side, or let's put it on the bottom. And they could actually pick where on the page. Because I think that we have to start caring about the users more. And, the tagline of the company is, we're here to help.
So what's your vision on 5 years? Where should you be in 5 years? You're quoting 5 years. This is why I'm asking.
5 years, yeah.
So you should be another Google?
No, I don't think honestly, I think Google is going to have 60-70% of
But, I mean, how many
share.
people, what revenue, what traffic, what do you...
I think that I don't even think about that. What I think about is, I would like to have a product that is really helping people and a process for adding a large number of high-quality search terms to the index and maintaining them. So all I care about is process. At Weblogs Inc., when we did Engadget or Autoblog or Joystick, we never thought those would get 1 million people a day. That was way beyond our expectation. We thought we could get those to 100,000 people a day or 250,000 a day. So I stopped making projections. In fact, when we did this company and we raised money...
So no business plan?
I didn't really write a business plan for this company. I mean, I wrote like a 2-page... summary, but no business plan and no projections, because we know search...
So no business plan, no projection, no... What do we have? No revenue. 5 years to do it.
I think I just burst the bubble. No. I think what you have to understand is search is a very, very lucrative space. Search advertising is the most valuable advertising in the world. That is why Google is the biggest company in the world. Or almost, and will be.
Yep.
If you are, if somebody's watching the show and they want to advertise against the show, as good as it is with you and I on it, what do they know about the show? They know that the person watching it is watching the show. They may know that they're watching it on the internet, maybe. They may know that they are into technology, perhaps. So they can buy an ad. Compare that to somebody typing in Paris hotels and hitting search. Yeah. Somebody types in the word and hits search, they're doing a gesture, in the Steve Gilmore sense. And I learned a lot about this sort of concept of gestures from Steve Gilmore, and that was the genius of Google. I think they got it a long time ago. People are making gestures in search, and therefore, if you're capturing those gestures, they're very monetizable. So you don't really have to worry about it. If we get to critical mass, and we have enough time to figure that out, I hope.
Yep.
If we get to critical mass, which is a couple of million people coming a month, we'll monetize it. And I don't like to spend a lot of money. I'm kind of cheap, so I know how to control costs.
Right,
and
in your pool house.
In my pool house.
So what are your fears? As an entrepreneur, when we create, you always have fears.
I don't know. Not
because
anymore.
you don't have many competitors,
honestly,
right? Because you're creating a field here.
I really don't.
Revenue should be a fear, no?
I don't have that as a fear, because if this was in 1999, I might. Yeah. But now that you have Google AdSense, and Google AdSense is so powerful, I know I can run Google AdSense and make whatever percentage they give people. It's probably 65 or 70 or 60%. So I know I can make 60, 70 cents on the dollar, and having my own ad sales force would cost 20 or 30 cents on the dollar. So I can just run AdSense and make a business out of this. So I'm not worried about revenue. I think for me, honestly, at this point in my career, I'm not really worried. I think the most important thing for us to focus on is execution. Really refining the product, listening to the market, and the culture of our company.
What is it? Describe it.
I think the culture of our company is one of service. Like, we want to help people. And so I'm hiring people and telling them, we are here to help. Everybody who comes to the site, you have to really love them and take care of them and think about them. And when you put links up there, you can't be putting links up there because you like George Bush or don't like George Bush, or you prefer this hotel to that hotel, or you think Engadget is better than Gizmodo, or whatever the case may be. Even if it's true, which it is, that Engadget is much better than Gizmodo. Even if that's true, you want to make an objective call on what's better and what's better for the user. So maybe Gizmodo, this is a crazy thing to say, but maybe Gizmodo has better coverage of the iPod than Engadget. We all know Gizmodo is not even close to Engadget. But if it was, we might say, okay, Gizmodo for iPod, Engadget for everything else. So I'm training them and getting their buy-in that we're here to help. And that's why I made the tagline, we're here to help.
Mahalo.
Google is not doing any, Mahalo. Google says do no evil and index the world's information. Mm-hmm. What we're saying is we're here to help, and we're here to curate the world's information. So in a lot of ways, we are paralleling what Google has done. They're indexing the world's information, we're curating it. They don't do any evil, we're only helping people. They give free lunch 5 days a week, we give lunch 4 days a week.
And fitness.
And we're putting a gym in. So, I'm trying to make it I have a 10,000 square foot office in Santa Monica. We have 40 people in it. We can go to a larger number. And I'm trying to make it the best job people could ever have, so that they really feel vested in the project, and they never, ever would do something that's not in the interest of the users. And also, people are saying, like, oh, we can game the guides. And it's very simple. I told my guides already, just like I would told people at Weblogs Inc. or at my magazines previously, if you do something like take a bribe or something like that, I'll just fire you. And would you rather get a one-time bribe for $100 or $50, or have a 5-year career at a startup company where you have stock options and free lunch 4 days a week and a free gym, and you're treated well, and you have career advancement? So I don't think that the bribes can ever reach the level of what I can offer. So you can basically negate bribing by treating people well. Why are the people in government so susceptible to bribes? Why are the people in government that are breaking down so susceptible to bribes? It's not that they're bad people. It's that they resent who they work for, their governments, and so they're more apt to, sell a nuclear bomb, or, sell out, some cheese from the back of a factory or something, or, or steal. So
don't be evil in Mahalo too. What are the trends, Jason, to finish with, you see as big on the web today, like Twitter? Twitter, you
I love Twitter.
You love it. So everybody's your friend in Twitter, right?
I have a philosophy.
So that's something I've tried not to do.
I have a philosophy in all these systems. Anybody who adds me, anybody who wants me as a friend, I accept. And the reason I do that is because the cost of making an enemy is so great that why wouldn't you just accept everybody?
But then it doesn't make sense for you anymore. It's supposed to be the journal of your friends, right? When you log in.
You know what? My friends are here by the pool house.
Right.
And they stay over and we have lunch. That's, the real world. On the internet, yeah, they're my friends, but
Yeah, the definition of a friend is not the same. Yeah.
The definition is a little different. I think that's what Twitter did really well by having followers. So I like Twitter because it's light and it's any input, any output. I think that's really why it works so well. And I don't think that has clicked with people. I don't get Twitters to my phone. It's too many.
Well, because you have 2,000 friends.
Exactly. So you know what I do? I get Twitters on the web, and I use the Twitter search to search for my name so I know people do it. And I input through the web and through my phone, and maybe I'll start doing instant message or other things soon, maybe Firefox plugin.
So do you think this is a big trend? Like
Twitter is going to be huge.
But why? I mean, getting you, so we had email sucks because we don't have time, right, to use it.
Yeah.
So we had IM. And now we have Twitter, which is like I want Jason now. What does he do now?
Here's the thing with Twitter. What's great about Twitter is you get to pick what input and what output you want, and that's what I don't think people understand yet. On the blog, there's one input, the web, and one output, the web and RSS too.
Yep.
On Twitter, you could be getting your output by RSS, the web, on your phone SMS, on your instant message, and they are open with their API. Any new technology that comes out, if instant message just came out today or something else, yeah. So anyway, I think we need to wrap up. But I think video is a huge trend. Consumer generated, well-produced video.
Yeah.
Maybe not the bad stuff.
Interesting.
But I think that people should this video is going to be okay. You got a good camera, but even a little bit more production value than you're doing now.
No, we should produce it basically because
Well, I think that
so we speak half an hour.
Look at Scoble, right? I mean.
Well, so what do you think about Scoble?
Well, I think if you are one of the 1,000 people who's crazy about it, it's excellent. But it's never going to be something for 10 or 20 or 30 or 50,000 people. So he obviously needs to make a version for 50 minutes and a version for 10 minutes.
And so I hear you're paying a lot of attention to a feature Scoble wants for Mahalo, right? To a feature is...
No, actually I have a rule. I have a thing called the Scoble rule. If Scoble wants the feature, don't put it in your product. And if Scoble likes a certain feature, you should probably take it out. And that's not a dig to Scoble. It's just that Scoble is so advanced, and he wants these crazy features that if you're building a mass market product, any feature that appeals to Scoble today, you should probably put in your product 2 years from now. Push it down the roadmap. Because he wants all these crazy things. I want an RSS feed that I can customize so I only have this tag, and I want one tag to output to Twitter and one tag to output to here. It's too much. Robert, you're a genius. I love you. I love the laugh. I love everything about Robert Scoble. But in terms of features, you don't want that guy making your roadmap because he'll make a product that 90% of people can't understand. That's part of, I think, why there's some confusion about Mahalo today. Tech people have figured out how to get through the Google muck. Your parents, my parents,
so they think they don't need Mahalo.
They don't think they don't need it, but they'll come a search when they do.
So you're not working for web, right?
Web 2.0 is a bubble, not necessarily in economics, but in thinking. We think that everybody wants what we like. What I like, Twitter or whatever, my mom doesn't want that. And most people don't want that. Most people want to get on the internet, get some quality information, and go back to life. In and out, nobody gets hurt, quick, easy, no spam. And that's why you see the design is very simple. And we had a great designer, a guy named John Hicks.
Very nice. What's his name?
John Hicks. I think he's the best designer on the web. He did Firefox and a bunch of other, he did Automatic Media's logo.
It's a great design, yeah.
We did a lot of user testing. We did about 50 one-hour user testing labs, so 50 hours of user testing of Google, Yahoo, Ask, Twitter, everything. We tested everything and looked at design and trends, and we do it every week. We do 5 or 10 a week, so yeah.
Cool. Thanks,
great
Jason.
interview.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes, very, very
Don't fall in the pool.
yeah,
oh,
no,